The gray artist. The world was Kale's canvas, but he had run out of paint. His studio, like his heart, was a silent symphony of grays. He stood before a half-finished portrait, the face beautiful but lifeless, lacking the warmth of a soul. Through the large window, the city sprawled in monochrome, save for a single, defiant crimson camellia blooming in a pot on a neighboring balcony. The ache for color was a physical hunger. Kale slipped out of his studio and onto the balcony. He reached for the crimson camellia, his fingertips glowing with a faint, consuming gray light. As he brushed a petal, the brilliant red flowed like liquid smoke from the flower, weaving up his arm and leaving the blossom a brittle ashen husk. Back inside, the stolen crimson swirled in his palm, a miniature, captured sunset. He pressed his hand to his chest, and the color sank into his skin, a fleeting warmth against the perpetual cold inside him. For a moment, a faint blush touched his cheeks. The emptiness receded, but the silence it left behind was even louder. He became a hunter of hues. He'd wander the gray streets and steal the last vestiges of color, the deep blue from a forgotten scarf, the cheerful yellow from a child's lost balloon, the vibrant green from a single leaf clinging to a gray tree. Each theft was a temporary fix, a brief spark in his vast internal twilight. One day, the sound of a softly strummed guitar led him to a small, hidden cafe. It was the only place that pulsed with life, and there, sitting on a stool by the window, was a girl tuning her instrument. Her hair was the color of honey in the sun, her sweater a gentle lavender, and her eyes were the deep, clear green of a forest after rain. Kale froze, his breath caught in his throat. She was a masterpiece. The artist in him screamed to possess her colors, to drink in the life she radiated. But for the first time, the thought of leaving someone so vibrant as gray and empty as himself felt like a desecration. It was a crime he wasn't sure he could commit. He began visiting the cafe every day, sitting in the farthest corner and sketching her in his gray notebook. He drew the way she tucked her honey-colored hair behind her ear and the gentle curve of her smile. One afternoon, she approached, holding 2 steaming mugs. "You come here a lot," she said, her voice softer than her music. "I'm Alara." "Kale," he managed to say. Her smile widened, and he felt the familiar, desperate pull. His hand trembled, wanting to reach out, to take the green from her eyes, the lavender from her sweater. Alara seemed to notice the storm within him. Gently, she reached out and laid her hand over his. "It's okay," she whispered. "You look like you're carrying something heavy." Her touch didn't steal anything. Instead, a tiny spark of warmth, a single speck of pure golden light flowed from her palm into his. It wasn't a torrent of color to fill the void, but a single, gentle seed. It was the first color he hadn't taken, the first he had been given, and it felt more real than all the others combined. Kale looked up from the golden spark on his hand to Alara's kind, green eyes. He picked up his pencil, and for the first time he didn't feel the hunger. He began to draw her again, but this time he wasn't just capturing her image. He was trying to capture the feeling of the light she had shared. In his world of gray, he had found a color that could not be stolen, one that had to be earned.